Bud Blankenship here. We got Girly on a leash. I'm going to try to walk her. I'm going to try to get you footage of her actually walking. She has been earlier, so hopefully I catch some. So I'll just pause it for now until she starts walking. Actually, I can go around and show you my campsite. Alright, here's our campsite, a big campsite, rather large campsite at Morrow Mountain State Park near Albemarle, North Carolina. 18 bucks a night. There we have, I got Girly walking. Here she goes. Just checking out the BioLite. There's no electricity here, so I have to have the BioLite out. Yeah, she knows the camera. She gets a little stage fright. Alright, here's our site. Like I say, rather large site. Next site's actually over there. These are not electric. There's sites across the way. Restroom facilities over there. Actually, the water is across the street. There's potable water right across the street there, so it's not too far. And actually, the electric sites too do not have their own water spigots, so they just have the electric. So you'd have to still go like nearby to an adjacent area for your water. Just going down the road. Like I say, it's a Sunday night, so pretty much have it all to ourselves. We're trying to chase 80-degree weather. Having a hard time doing that. I think it was 88, 89 today. I think it was 87 when we first came up in here. It is still a little humid, although it's supposed to be dropped down below 70 tonight. And this week, I think temps in the low to mid 80s and nighttime low to mid 60s. So that's what we're aiming for. It's been a hot summer, and it's been challenging as far as finding a cool site. There's the minivan. There's a tent, so it actually goes quite far back. The tent pads are a little bit smaller than our tent is. I think they're roughly 15 by 12, it looks like. Around the near the or possibly in the Uwharrie National Forest. There are some National Forest campgrounds nearby, but this is on the, I would say, the southwest end. And this is a state park. Actually, what you do, I'll go over to the site here, is you actually drive up and you can choose your own site. Unlike a lot of Florida state parks, you don't really get to choose. You know, if you don't like the site you're in, a lot of times you can go back and ask for another one, but it ends up being kind of a pain. But I know in South Carolina, a lot of times you choose your site. Here, actually, what you do is drive up. If it's before 5 p.m., you drive up, and if you see these little rabies tags here with a number on it, you pull that off, and then you take it to the campground registration, and you pick that site out. If it's not there, the site's already been reserved. So that's how it works. If it's after hours, what you do is just set up camp, and the ranger or the campground host will come by and collect your money. Today they were short-handed, and that's what we did. We set up our site. We went in actually to the registration. They just told us to go back and set our site, and the campground host came by and collected our money, and we were pretty much all set up by the time we had that done. So it was pretty convenient. We were able to pick our own site, which is great. There it is, and hopefully we get the forecast cooler weather this week. Let's hope. It's been a long summer. Yep, here's Bud and Babs. It's part of our Camping with Cats series. And they've been troopers. Pretty much sleep during the day. Actually, during the hot place when we have the electric, actually we have the air conditioner going. And it has actually worked well, so long as we didn't have more than maybe 30% sunlight. If you had direct sunlight in open field, it wouldn't work at all. But if you had pokes of sunlight through the trees, maybe about a 30% sunlight at most, it would actually keep the lower area cool. And if you had a majority of sunlight, it would actually cool down to 75 degrees, even if it was like 90 outside. It would cool down to 75. We had on Energy Saver, and it would actually turn off at 75 and then turn back on 3 minutes later and maybe run for about another 4 or 5 minutes and cool back down. So the air conditioner did work. Right now we have no electric, so we haven't used it, so we had to try to pick a site and actually set up camp a little later in the day so it wouldn't be too rough, because the tent does get hotter than in the inside than even outside here. So the little internet, actually around here the internet is actually almost non-existent. I have a Sprint, 3G does not really work here. It shows a 3G, but nothing will really load. So I know usually other parts of the forest I've been to here before, and they don't load well. So internet, you have to go into town. So I'll have to break out the batteries and put on the Gilligan's Island radio or listen to weather reports or something that way. And like I say, out in the boondies tonight. Okay, that's it for now. See you guys later. The other times when we're out on the road camping, it's important to eat healthy, and it can be quite difficult. So what we usually do when we go to a supermarket, we'll get these ready-made salads and actually rotate different kinds around. Sometimes I get carbs, sometimes I get these spring mixes. And this here is a chopped Asian style. We have a taco salad, but these come in handy. It actually will feed two. And it's a good way, actually, it's a good way to balance your meal, because it balances your nutrition, because it can be quite difficult. You're limited to a lot when you just have just a burner and a pot to cook with. It kind of limits you, so it's important to find stuff like this. And this is a chopped Asian style with Savoy cabbage, green cabbage, grilled white chicken, meat, carrots, almonds, celery, crispy rice, noodles, green onions, and Asian sesame dressing. And like I say, we've had other spring mixes with spinach, romaine, Swiss chard, kale, various. So we rotate these around. These come in handy, and these here will feed two.